Hi everyone and welcome back to the Lewis Pickering Football Show. On today's episode, it's another episode of my fantasy football. I'm going to see how teams did, how my team did, who's top of my fantasy, my game week predictor, all to come in this episode. So let's start with my team. Obviously, if you watched last week's video, you know I did the wildcard. Brutal. To be fair, the average points of the wildcard for people who did wildcard this week was 40 points, so I was bang on average really. Son, no good. Obviously, Ings and Calvert-Lewin both got a goal. Lamptey got an assist, Salah got an assist, and Martinez was a good bring-in for a clean sheet. But absolute. But as you can see in the tables, I'm up on some and down on the others. You see, so it was a very, very mixed game week. The average points was 43. So let's look at my league. See who's top of my league. I moved up from 7th to 6th. Nothing much to write home about, but it's quite tight. Look, 1.4 points. Chris Garbutt, well done. Top by 2 points, 188 points. Let's see. Jordan Pink, 60 points. Good score. Lee Scott, 78 points for the game week. How'd you get 78 points? Yeah. So Lee Scott was the top game week player. Let's see what his team was like. Robertson, Alexander-Arnold captained his Brave at home to Arsenal. I think he must have missed that there. Mount, Mahrez, Abraham and Ings, Grealish. Wow, look at that. Green arrows all the way up. But yeah, fair play to him and fair play to Chris Garbutt. Yeah, so let's have a little look at my team, but let's have a look at who performed well in the game week. Not many people really performed well in the game week. Like a lot of double-digit hauls. Bruno Fernandes was obviously one of them. What a game, 95th minute. You think you get a point, and then the handball rule's just gone absolutely stupid, hasn't it? I think to be fair, Brighton Man United was a penalty, but as you'll see in the Tottenham Newcastle game, if you watched it, how is he meant to jump without having his arms anyway? He wasn't even looking at the ball. Yeah, Man United get their first win of the season in the 100th minute penalty. Everton, well done. Calvert-Lewin brought him in on the score sheet again. Richarlison with the 3 bonus points, 2 assists for Digne and Coleman, but Everton 3 wins out of 3, well done. Game of 2 halves at the Hawthorns, obviously 3-0. West Brom, everyone thinking Werner was going to get his first goal, and a lot of people captained him, but it was Abraham, Mount and Hudson-Odoi, the 3 youth players saving Chelsea after all the money they've spent. Great win for Southampton, always good to go win at Burnley. It's tough to go win at Burnley. Ings got the goal and 3 bonus points, brilliant for me. That was my best scorer, Ings. Leeds, Bamford, 3 games, 3 goals. Quality from Patrick Bamford. But Meslier made 4 saves, ended up getting the 3 bonus points as well. So definitely want to look out for Meslier. Never heard of him before I come to Leeds this season, but yeah, a 10-point haul for him. And then we move on to Spurs Newcastle. I mean, Spurs should have had the game killed off, but if that's a penalty, we're done. We're done as a game of football if that's a penalty. When you're facing the other way, 2 yards out, jumping in the air, how are you meant to control where your arms go? Newcastle won't care. Steve Bruce was good in his interview, but he would have been fuming if it was against him. Wilson puts it away and ends up getting 8 points. Took him out my team. Brutal. Surprise of the weekend, Leicester 5 goals at Manchester City. I mean, for the first half an hour I thought it was just how many Man City were going to score. Walker gives away a stupid penalty, and then it just seemed to give Leicester a lift, and then on the counter they just could not go. Vardy gets a hat-trick. Fair play to anyone who had Vardy, and especially fair play if anyone had him captain. Yeah, 28 points I think you would have ended up if you had him captain, or maybe 28 points I think. But yeah, fair play. Tielemans and Maddison. Maddison, come on, got a goal and assist. I think he's going to be back in the Leicester lineup next week, and you'll see. I've put him in my team. Another shock result. West Ham Wolves. I mean, come on, 4-0. Wolves don't concede many goals. They concede 4 goals. I put Saiz in my team. 4 goals, but fair play to West Ham. I thought they were good at Arsenal last week, and 4-0 at home from Wolves, that'll give West Ham all the confidence in the world. For me, West Ham will be absolutely fine. Everyone's previews were West Ham to go down, but I just didn't see it with the firepower they had up front. But yeah, fair play to West Ham, and well done to Jared Bowen. Maybe want a little look out for 6.3 million midfielder. Plays like midfield, but also like plays right wing. Always good to look for a midfielder who plays up front or a defender who plays in midfield. And we move on to Monday night. Aston Villa 3-0 at Fulham. I said in my brother's preview, I'll get onto it when you see my video, I said it was a 6-pointer. I mean, 3-0 at home by Aston Villa, who don't score that many goals, is just absolute crazy. I mean, Fulham are down. Like, I seen Paddy Power tweet, they're paying out on Fulham. If you back Fulham, be relegated, Paddy Power paying out already. 3 games in. It's going to be a long season, Fulham fans. And last but not least, 3-1, Robertson and Alexander-Arnold with the bonus point. 3-2, Mane, Leno and Lacazette. Robertson and Alexander-Arnold can keep clean sheets and can attack both ways. They're just very expensive, and I've gone more defensive minded. More midfield minded. Than defensive minded, but always a great option to have. I had Alexander in my team, didn't I, for the wild card, but then I changed to get Son in it. It obviously didn't work out for me, but I couldn't get him in back this weekend as well. You'll see my team anyway. But yeah, Liverpool was superb again. Chelsea away, Arsenal at home, and just didn't look under pressure at all. Lacazette scored from a mistake, but it was always going to be a Liverpool win. Now we move on to my game week. My transfers. So I've already made my transfers. Son and Lamptey out, Castagna and Maddison in. They're both. Leicester have 2 home games on the bounce. They've got West Ham, then Villa. 2 home games. I think it's 2 great picks to get in. You might be thinking, why didn't go for Barnes over Maddison? The thing is, I think Maddison takes a lot more set pieces, and he's got a lot more chances of assists, and he takes free kicks for goals as well. That's just a little hunch. I think I'd put Barnes or Maddison in. Just the way Maddison come on last against Man City, I think he'll be back in the starting lineup next week, especially as Dennis Pratt went off injured. So that's just a little hunch from me. I'm backing Maddison over Barnes. But yeah, here's my team. I really, really like the look of my team. I mean, look how many home fixtures I've got. My 3 defenders, Keane, Saiz and Castagna, all at home. Maddison home, Greenwood home, and then the 2 big boys are away, but they obviously can score anywhere. And then my 3 homes strikers, Brighton at home, West Brom at home and Fulham at home. I really, really like my team this week. I'm hoping for a good 50-60 point haul this week. So let's review my predictor from last week. Obviously I had let's go back to last week. Obviously in goal I had Hugo Lloris. Not that I got none out of 4, not that it made a difference, but that penalty cost Hugo Lloris a clean sheet and got me no points for that. And then I had Saiz conceded 4 at home, De Bruyne nothing, Mitrovic nothing. My first really poor week, none out of 4 for my point predictor. Hopefully be better next week. Yeah, little shout out to the 3 people who had a go. Liam always has a go. He got 1 out of 4, Digne assist. David McMenamin, first score, my friend, 3 out of 4. McCarthy clean sheet. Azpilicueta didn't even start, come on and got a clean sheet. And Kane assist, so all scored over 3 points. And 3 out of 4. Get your comments, see if you can get 4 out of 4 next week, David. And Robbie, 1 out of 4, a Salah assist, but all beat me this week, so I can't complain. Right, so now, last thing I'm going to do is do my point predictor for this week. You know how it works. Got to pick a goalkeeper, a defender, a midfielder and a striker. 2 from teams in Europe, two from teams that aren't in Europe. Neither player can be from the same team. So if I pick Leno in goal, I then can't pick Bellerin as my defender. So in goal this week, I'm going to go for Patricio. Not in Europe, Patricio conceded 4 at home at West Ham, but I'm backing Wolves to bounce back and get a clean sheet at home at Fulham. I mean, Fulham were just dreadful. If Mitrovic had a few chances, but apart from that, really, really poor. I'm backing Wolves to keep a clean sheet. As my defender, I'm going Castagna, who I've just put in my team. Obviously, Leicester in Europe. Castagna, I've just put in my team. Right back, he's got 2 assists and a goal in his games for Leicester this season, and I'm backing him. Maybe a clean sheet, maybe an assist, but he can do both for Leicester. My big boy, Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah away to Villa. He really looks sharp. He didn't score last night against Arsenal, but he just looks really, really sharp. Takes penalties, and he's going to be my midfielder. So now I need a striker, and the most obvious striker for me, non-European, is Danny Ings, also in my team. So I'm going for a bit. 3 out of my 4 picks are in my team, so I'm hoping they do well for my team and do well for my point predictor. Danny Ings at home to West Brom, fancy him to score, takes penalties. So they are my 4 predictors. So Patricio for Wolves, Castagna for Leicester, Salah for Liverpool, and Danny Ings for Southampton. But that's it for now. So there's my team. Get your comments in below with your predictor, and I'll shout you out next week. This has been the Lewis Pickford Football Show, and I'll catch you on the next time. Bye.